months, or the last month of February. It will go into March and then April and May. And each partner organization is producing a specific number of entrepreneurs who will be trained under this CREATE. So each of them in Plateau have an estimated number of about 10. Not from Plateau, but from Ogun, have an estimated number of about 10 each. From Niger, they have a varied numbers from around 12 to about 30 in number. And in Plateau, they have also a varied number from as few as 14 to as many as about 45 and above. Each of these SME will go through and create through a training of 10 days. And then after the 10 days, they will undergo a 10-day incubation, whereby now at that point in time, the ecosystem actors will now be brought to be able to interact with this create level entrepreneurs. Those who are relevant at that stage will be brought to interact with them and understand what they want to do and see where they can be able to either partner with them or show them the way to, especially, for example, the digital service providers is one segment that we have identified at this point, and those from the markets, those who are able to also support further on the product development will be engaged with them so that these entrepreneurs are supported in that context. Starting this month of March, next week actually, we have this 26 POs who have already actually put out the adverts in the market, and people have applied. Some are already shortlisted, others are yet, and we have approximately about 500 applicants, additional applicants in the area of CREATE. We also have an additional applicants of about 400 in the business of START. Although scale model is due for April, but already we have so far as at this point in time on approximately about 55 applicants amongst the partner organizations who are willing to come to that. The courses are being put in the market using the market system approach, where the SMEs are also paying something for this, as much as the GIZ is also supporting on different levels. But we do not want to distort the market, so the partner organizations are doing this as a business, and therefore they are charging a price to the MSMEs, and where the MSMEs are very, say, they are not able to afford, then GIZ comes in and see what can they do to support those kind of MSMEs. But each MSME is at least paying something to register and to be part of the process. Finally, we would like to call upon you and your other colleagues who are not here, that you've informed them of this project, and we would like you to collaborate with this project and become part of it. GIZ is going to implement this project for the next, I think it's now about 12 months coming. But it's a project of 17 months. But this project actually, to GIZ, it will be a project that will come to an end coming February next year. But we anticipate that this process, because it's being done by POs as a business, and you entrepreneurship ecosystem actors partnering, collaborating with them to continue with this activity as a business, because the business of creation of jobs, the business of creation of employment, expanding the economy, and enabling SMEs to grow is a continuous process, and it cannot stop just because GIZ and us, the staff have quit. But it has to continue because this is Nigeria, and Nigeria is your country. Thank you so much. I think I'll take it back to Fun Bala Adam.
All right. Thank you very much, Kefas, for that presentation. Yes, I have not seen questions relating to, okay. I see a question here from Professor Georgina. how she wants to find out how she can become part of the project. Yes, Georgina, from Kefas's presentation, yes, I'm just trying to see if I can see your registration to see where you fall in the 6 domains. But Kefas, I don't know if you want to respond to that.
Yes, I will say that to start with, Professor Georgina is already part of, by the fact that she's on this call, then it means even before me seeing her registration, she's part of the ecosystem, therefore she's part of this of this project. But we shall make active each and every individual here. We shall activate your collaboration and your participation. So, and that's why we are taking your name, your organization, your email, and your telephone number, because we are going to engage you individually and collectively as an organization until we place you directly with the actors that is more relevant to you. For example, if you are in the world of, just because you are a professor, just for example, if you are in the world of academia and therefore capacity building and all that, we will see how you are relevant to this project, actually, because it's relevant already even from that point, that we can align you with those SMEs that will need further business development service support. If, for example, you are in the area of marketing, for example, if you are in the area of marketing, I forgot to say earlier that we actually in 2 value chains per state. From Ogun, we have ICT and cassava value chain, and in Plateau, we have poultry and ICT, and in Niger, we have soya and shea butter. So it depends on where you fall, and we will align you with either the value chain or the SME or the human development actor that is here, so that we all are part of this. We, as Doyin said earlier, she will be able to come around the states, and myself, I've been around the states. Right now, I'm in Ogun. We are going to engage each one of you individually through email, through phone, until we position all of you with each actor or each partner organization and SMEs. That will be done for each and every partner here. And please inform others who are not here so that we become part and parcel, or active part and parcel of the ecosystem. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. A question from Abdullahi to you, Kefas. You talked about the treaty of the African Free Trade Zone. Abdullahi wants to find out what advantages are there in that treaty for small business owners.
Okay, the FCFTA treaty is a huge, so great a treaty for Africa, and especially for the SME sector. First of all, it exposes all the SMEs to the advantage of them being able to access both foreign and local markets, in the context that all what we call the specific market specifications will be readily be transmitted from the market to the sector intermediaries, what you call it, sector intermediaries, and then sector actors, primary actors. So you will be able, for example, if you are selling poultry, you will be able to see with a click of your computer on the website of the FCFTA that you can be able to know what kind of packaging of poultry is required for this market. Say, for example, the German market. The German market, or this kind of market, what kind of poultry do they buy? How old is the chicken? What kind of packaging? What kind of additives are required to be in there? What kind of sanitary and clean environment is required to produce that kind of chicken in order for it to be sold in that market? All the specifications will be easily accessible. As of now, or previously before the FTA, people did not know, how do I access the UK market, the German market, the French market, or even the Saudi Arabian market? Because people did not know the specific specification. So there's a lot of all that. And then secondly, there's a lot of forums now coming up in Africa that are able to assist micro enterprises, even to access funding, even to be able to access even capacity building, and even to make them ready for what we call investor readiness. Sometimes many MSMEs are only hearing about angel investors, equity investors, but now it's going to come into reality and easily accessible. Just to say, this is a topic that is huge and large. We cannot discuss it in this mode, but as ecosystem actors, all these things we will be able to discuss, and a lot of you have much more information than I have actually. That's the little that I have, but we have a lot. So we could interact you from one actor to another actor, that we share all the information that we have amongst us and open up the world for us. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. I hope the responses are helping in clearing some of your gray areas. Thank you very much, Kefas. Fred has asked a question about the incubation period, but I'll allow you rest, Kefas. I will request Emmanuel to respond to that question. Fred once heard you talk about the incubation period, and he just wants more light to be shed on that. So I will request Emmanuel Odumusi.
Okay, yes, I'm here.
Can you respond to that?
Okay, now the dynamics of this project is in modular courses, and we have, let me bring it down to everybody, like JSS1, JSS2, JSS3, which you're all familiar with, which is create, start, and scale. Now, each of these, the entrepreneurs that have been in each of this cohort and this section, they come with different dynamics. And because we understand that they will come with different dynamics, the project has incubation and support period. So for the create, it's a 10 days period where you do some online training, online support. The mentor will be there to provide guidance on how to make sure you structure your business idea. For the other one, the start and the scale is 20 days of consistent support in terms of building a proper business, from your business plan to your business model canvas to a proper structure of how you actually can launch to have that desired kind of business. So the incubation period is for those numbers of days, and it's a blended approach, online and offline. We have the Sabi platform for online. We also have the Microsoft Teams and other platforms that the partner organizations will be using to communicate with you one-on-one to understand what exactly you're trying to solve, what your problems are, your challenges are, and how it can be solved, and you become a real business in the real sense. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. So it's a process, a period of hand-holding the MSMEs, if I got you correctly, to support them to be able to do that which is required of them to launch in, and to either launch in or expand their businesses appropriately. Okay, thank you very much, Emmanuel. Yes, I think for now, we will hold on with the questions. We'll continue with them later so that we can buy ourselves some time. Right now, we'll just go straight into the next activity on our agenda. I will invite Emmanuel to take the next activity, the MSME ecosystem. The what? Doyin had talked about the why. Emmanuel will talk about the what. That is what it means. Thank you, Emmanuel. You're welcome.
So thank you, everyone, and good afternoon. Yes, all protocol duly observed. Odumosi Emmanuel, and it's glad to be with us all. Yes, we don't want to assume that everybody understands the concept of MSME ecosystem or the entrepreneurial ecosystem, because we understand that everybody is currently in different level of knowledge when it comes to this. And so we've decided to create a time in this session to make sure that we're all on the same page. Now, I'll be breaking it down to relatable items, relatable scenarios. And if you believe you already know it, you just flow with me. And as I go along, you have questions you can ask. So first, you can see the screen, and I would like to hear from you. Which of the pictures, the A or the B, which one do you like? Which one looks as if is thriving and flourishing? Which one would you like, A or B? I would love to see that in the chat room. You have 1 minute to do that. A or B, which one do you like? You can even give me a reason why you like it. A or B, which of these two pictures do you like? Okay. So I'm not seeing enough in the chat room yet. A or B, which one would you like? Oh, virtually everybody is saying A because A looks more alike.
Everyone is saying A.
A, wow, interesting. Okay, it looks more attractive to the eyes. It's because it is green. Definitely A, because it is well fed. Wow. I prefer a living forest. There's somebody on mute. Because it shows features of a thriving community. Okay. It is greenish, and even at the site of that Abdullah, in the site of the picture, it gives joy, reduces high blood pressure. Wow, that's interesting. Reduces high blood pressure. Okay, it looks attractive. It's flourishing, and all and all and all. Great. Okay, somebody said B because I need the plants for my project. That's another dynamics to it. But in whole, you can see wildlife hunting opportunities and all, and I can assume that 80% says A seems to be more attractive than B, and we can all understand why. Because the environment of A looks flourishing, the environment of B looks deprived of the needed things to enrich it. Yeah. So B has experience, fine, but B has been, depleted of some resources. The grasses are dry. As much as we want to assume it is dry season, but usually in the forest and deep forest, there is still nature flowing at the right pace. And that is what I will use as the basis for the expansion of an ecosystem. The project is trying to make sure that we have a thriving community where the grasses, the vents, the vents, the big trees, the iroquois, the grasses, the flowers, all flourish despite their height, despite their strength, despite the way they look. Everybody understands their place and everybody is fine in their position. So saying that ecosystem is all entities working together towards a progressive business environment that provides mutually beneficial and sustainable ecosystem. This is what I mean. Everybody in that the picture I showed you earlier, that is every plant, every grass, every tree are growing, the water is fine, the air is fine, the sun is shining, and the ecosystem of that place is thriving because everybody understands their role. Everybody knows that we need to work together. If there are no grasses, the trees will be deprived. If there is no air, the water will be deprived and all. And so ecosystem from nature is all elements in an environment working together to make sure that everybody is fine. We're going to bring it down to business environment. It is also all entities, MSMEs, entrepreneurship support organization, whatever you do, as long as you're in the business environment, you understand your role, you're ready to collaborate to make sure that we build a sustainable environment. Now, we'll go towards the global idea of sustainable development goals. Why sustainable development goals? I want to assume that everybody has heard about that. Now, why sustainable development goals? Because we know globally that if we keep doing one-off, we just take and then some other people don't have, the world will not be balanced. The way if there are no bees, there are no ants, there are no grasses, and we just say, oh, what are the uses of grasses in the environment? They are just weeds. What are the uses of these small flowers? What is the use of amoeba? What is the use of tiny insects? Or we say we just want to eliminate all the insects in the environment. The trees will not grow, they will not be able to flourish. And so globally, everybody is saying we need to work together to make the world a better place. And we've brought it down to the MSME ecosystem. We all need to work together, identify areas of focus in the ecosystem, in the environment, and ensure that we all benefit from the environment while also playing our role to make sure that the environment is sustainable. Now, there's a typical definition of what ecosystem is. You can read it on your own. It's quite comprehensive, but this is a comprehensive version of what an ecosystem is. The entrepreneurial ecosystem consists of interconnected entrepreneurial stakeholders, both potential and existing. That means that if you're on this call, you don't even have a business idea. But you know you want to do something. You're in the position of the potential. Or you have an existing business, you're already doing one or two things in the business environment. The ecosystem believes that a proper ecosystem, entrepreneurial ecosystem accommodates you. One. Secondly, entrepreneurial organizations. It involves entrepreneurial organizations, including firms, venture capitalists, business angels, banks, and other ones that you might know. Institutions, universities, public sectors, financial bodies, and the entrepreneurial process and statistics such as business startup rate, the number of high growth firms, and the level of blockbuster entrepreneurship, the number of serial entrepreneurs, the degree of sellout mentality within the firms, the level of entrepreneurial ambition. These all collapse both formally and informally, because we would not be able to have a proper ecosystem, a business ecosystem, if we keep saying the informal sector are not valued. So both formally and informally work together with the ultimate aim of linking, mediating, governing performance within the local entrepreneurial environment. That means that the entrepreneurial environment could be your local government, it could be your area, it could be the whole nation, it could also be the states. Any environment in which you find yourself and you support, you provide your resources, your value, you interact, it will help the business environment to grow. One man, one person, monopoly alone will not make a business environment sustainable. Now, that said, that is the general definition of ecosystem. But I'm going to break it down into the key things that we need to know. Number one, everyone is important. And that is why in this project, we recognize MSMEs, both nano, both micro, both small, both medium, and large scale entrepreneurs. And that is why we're bringing in financial service providers, digital service providers at different levels, while we're also creating the create level is for those that just want to develop and form something around their business idea. Because if there are no ideas, there will not be business in the nearest future. And as what we're trying to do is not just for this project, but for you as an organization to incorporate the ecosystem approach in what you're doing and understand that everybody, every customer, every trainee that comes to you is important. Also, everybody has a role to play. The MSME has a role to play. If the culture, if the mentality of entrepreneurs, MSME, is downplayed, the environment will not be balanced. The way we know that the bees have a role to play, so also the lion and the elephant has roles to play in the natural ecosystem. Coming down, institutions, universities, organizations that are already large, existing for 30 years, 50 years, you know, your succession plan is already set. You have a role to play in making sure that the MSME ecosystem thrives. So also the MSME that is just graduating, or the MSME that is just a secondary school leaver that just finished secondary school last year, and you want to go into the business environment, you have a role to play. So it requires that everyone will take responsibility and ownership. The project is fine-tuned to make sure that you take responsibility and say, okay, I'm not just doing this training because I'm doing it for GIZ. I'm doing it because I want to claim ownership. I want to be able to sustainably, as a PO, as an organization, consistently train 20 people every month for the next 5-10 years. And so this ensures that I consistently generate revenue and I can own the modality of this project. POs, yes. MSMEs, ownership of responsibility, that I invest my time and my financial resources and other resources into my growth. Because I know that if I don't invest and I'm only waiting for freebies, I'm waiting for things to drop from the government and from every other source, without me investing, the ecosystem will not grow. I would just sit down there doing nothing. So there's a need for responsibility by all stakeholders and ownership by all stakeholders. Also, there's a need to understand that everyone has value to offer and receive, meaning that the MSME understands that there's value they have to offer. We're working towards within this project to make sure the MSMEs define their value proposition through the BMC. So that by the time they speak to investors, angel investors, institutions, both local and foreign, they understand that this MSME knows what he or she is doing and has value to offer them. The same thing, there's also value to be received. Because if the circle is not complete, you'd be the one to give, and you're not taking anything. You will not be balanced. One day, the resources will dry up. And we all know that resources, the human needs are insatiable. It will always finish. So there's a need for everyone on this call today to understand that I have value to offer the ecosystem as an MSME, as a professional, as an ambassador, as a stakeholder, as an advocate, as a lawyer, as an accountant, whatever your position, you have value to offer. It's just for you to define it. And also there's a need to define what do you get for the value you offer the ecosystem to make sure that there's a circle around us. Next, everyone respect the roles of each other. In a typical football field, in a typical natural ecosystem, the role of the lion is different from the role of the goat. The role of the goat is different from the role of the grasses. The role of the grasses is different from the role of the amoeba. The role of the amoeba is different from the role of the earthworm. So, like I said, everybody will recognize the value of everyone and also respect the role that if there are no earthworms, if there are no nano entrepreneurs in the ecosystem will not be balanced. Also, so therefore, the big respect the small and the small respect the big and look for a way to link, mediate, advocate, and work together to make sure that the ecosystem is balanced. Next, everyone understand the goal of survival, sustainability, and economic transformation. So on this project, and even in your other organizations and your businesses, there's a need to understand that if we are going to make sure that Ogun, Niger, and Plateau business environment grows and survive the whole economic depression, the whole inflation rates, the whole, environment, enabling business environment, and several other issues around the economy, to survive that, we need to work together. We need to also think of sustainability, not just, oh, how do we get the immediate fund to just get it and you're done, but looking at sustainability as a community, not just as individuals, and then looking at economic transformation because it starts from us. If MSMEs don't grow, the government will not get taxes. And if the government does not support MSMEs, it's the same thing. Everybody would be stranded. So there is a need to think around economic transformation and understand that there's difference between competition and collaboration. And there's a push towards, yes, there's a need to compete. You need to get your funding. You need to get the money. But more importantly, there's a need to start looking at collaboration as a key thing. And those are the key things around the MSME ecosystem that we need to know. Now, going a little theoretical, there's a need to understand what are the elements in the ecosystem, in the entrepreneurship ecosystem, and there are six in number. The first thing is the policy. Now, we will not be able to break all this down because of time frame, but we'll just pinpoint, and then if you're interested, we'll consistently have ecosystem workshop around the state where we'll have physical workshop and we'll do a breakdown of what each of these elements are. We've done that for several organizations in Niger, Ogun, and Plateau, and it's a recurring event. So if you're interested, just make sure you notify us in the chat room, and then you'll surely be invited for the next ecosystem workshop. So going straight, policy, government and leadership. Yes, the government is there, but also leadership in terms of you as community leaders, you as group leaders, you as whatever position you have, as long as you're a leader in your sphere, even if you're a faith-based organization leader, you are important in the entrepreneurship ecosystem because you can help with the mindset orientation, which we'll discuss in the culture. So policy is not just government strictly, it's a factor of what can we do together to even recommend to government and to people who have the power to make decisions. Next, finance. If there is no cash, if there is no funding, businesses will not grow. That's the honest truth. Yes, you're going to use other forms of sweat equity, try and struggle, but there's a need to make sure that there's enough funding. And we're trying to emphasize a reorientation from loan to alternative funding. And yes, the scale participants are going to be trained on how to get funding, not just locally, but internationally, where you can get, because we see that it is possible. Nigeria alone has been able to get billions of funding, and startups are doing it well. There's a need for you, if you're an MSME on this platform, to join one of the partner organizations, one of the cohorts, show your interest, and you'll be assigned to any of the partner organizations that are close to you to learn how to access funding, to understand what angel investors want, what friends and family want. We've been able to talk with financial service providers, and they will come. Microfinance banks will come. The CBN, they give us their word during the meetings that they're ready and available, NISA, BOI, to come and orientate you on what exactly they're looking for in order to be able to access funds from them. So that's for finance. Culture, the mindset is like a primary thing. If people don't understand mindset, if there is no story, if we have to keep waiting for external bodies to tell our story, the success story of what we're doing in Nigeria, we will not grow as fast as we can. And so there's a need for us to start sharing our stories, to understand who are succeeding, what is happening to those who are not succeeding, what is happening to our PR as an ecosystem. PR means the way the public sees the ecosystem of businesses in Ogun, Niger, and Plateau. The way the world sees the ecosystem of locally. Then support. There's a need for a structure around business support. I will try and move faster because of time. Then human capital development. We're already working with 26 human capital development organizations, and we would surely be available to work with more. So therefore, if you are in any of these aspects, you also have access to market, because market is important. You provide funding, you provide the mentality, there's nowhere to sell your goods and services, the ecosystem will not grow. So there's a need to look at foreign and export and imports, to look at local market and all, which is being structured out in our projects. These six are important for an ecosystem to survive, and we'll do details with that later on. Now, there's a GIZ framework that we're trying to implement, and it's in these three phases. The one, the culture. If the mindset does not change, if the mindset of freebie is always there, I want it free, and then there's no understanding of it is value for value, where you give and receive, the ecosystem will not survive. And so that is why entrepreneurs are being encouraged to pay and invest in their own business. Because training to get education, training for business education is an investment in your own business. You're not just giving it to the partner organization. Paying to get value in terms of legal support, accounting, bookwork, and any other thing, it's a culture that needs to be built. And I'm sure you know, or you would agree with me, that there's a need and there's a need for drastic change in the way entrepreneurs see businesses. That it is not a one-year thing. It's not. Yes, it can happen. 2 months, business can transform and become a 100 million business. It can happen, but there are processes towards this. And so the culture is one key thing. And once culture is sorted out, we are looking at entrepreneurs, players already existing in the environment, how we can bring them together. And so we've been having meetings with the digital support service providers, meetings with financial service support providers. We have meetings with business support service providers and other people in the policy and all, to make sure that there is interaction. They know what you need. They don't assume what you need and give you the solution, but you be able to interact with them. And throughout this project, they will be visiting partner organizations to enlighten and tell them from their heart, this exactly are what we need, and there is no need for assumption. And the gap between the Iroko and the grasses is blended. Lastly, if this is done, the business environment will thrive because the entrepreneurs will understand how businesses work. And then after that, we have the players working together, the environment will work. And so, like Doyin said earlier, there's a change even internally from the just project intervention and then doing one entrepreneur to this ecosystem strengthening. And so it is not GIZ or GOPA that is doing the training. No, we are working on the culture and the players that can do the training and make sure that entrepreneurs understand the new dynamics. That if we want a flourishing environment like we saw in the first picture, there is a call to it. The culture, the players, and the environment all works together, supported with training. The environment should be surely better. So this is the circle we're working with, and it is subject to change as we grow, as we see with Testron. We are currently in the pilot phase, and we're seeing GIZ SEDEC is working through capacity building for POs to MSMEs. You are the one on top here. You are ecosystem actors. You provide support, but what do you get in return? Referrals, request for further service. You can ignore the digital services. Testimonials. You also grow by being part of this project and by being part of an ecosystem, active ecosystem, because you also make your money while you also provide support. And the circle keeps going, everybody is fine. So it's no more a one-way thing. It's a circle that keeps growing. The environment is enabled. There's contribution to the GDP because as you make money, you pay your taxes. The government also uses the taxes to help the nation. And then the circles keep growing. The environment keeps getting better. So the question is, where do you fit? Are you an MSME? And you want to learn, you want to really have a business structure that is sustainable for the next few years. Or you're an ecosystem actor, you already have a business, but you have something that you can offer MSMEs. Then you have and that is why it is yellow, it is orange. You have something you can offer MSMEs. We want you on board because this project cannot be done without you. Not just this project, the business environment will not thrive without you being active in this. So yes, why should you even be an ecosystem actor, even as an MSME or in any way? Because there's inclusiveness, there's expansion, there's profitability, there's international recognition, there's national influence, sustainability, quality affiliation, significant impact, and any other thing you can think of being an actor in the ecosystem. So finally, the essence of ecosystem, the MSME ecosystem, is collaboration. Everybody working together, understanding their role, understanding where their value is, understanding where they also receive compensation, reward for the value they render, and then everybody keeps going, the engine keeps rolling, and we would surely build an ecosystem together. Thank you very much. If there are any questions, I'm sure Fumbala will take it over from there. Thank you. Hello, Fun.
All right.
I'm done.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Manuel. Yes, I can see some people giving you a round of applause. I also do in my heart. So well done for that presentation. I want to assure all of us that this is just a tip of the iceberg. For want of time, we are not able to go in depth to this, but the good news is that this webinar series will continue monthly, and I can already see a lot of comments by participants who are interested in attending our physical workshops. Kindly drop your email addresses and your contacts so that we can reach you whenever we're holding one. A number of questions have come in requesting the presentation materials. Drop your email addresses and your phone numbers. We will try to get these presentations to you. Thank you very much. I think we have to increase our speed. We'll take questions later if there are, but we'll just go right straight to our next activity, which is capacity building projects, how to build and strengthen the ecosystem. I want to request the TL, Kefas Ndagasin.
I already said that.
Pardon?
He has already done that.
Oh, okay.
So, yes, we exchanged. He did before me.
Oh, all right, all right.
So we
right,
just go straight to questions and
yes, just straight to questions. All right, thank you very much. So, are there any questions in the chat room that I missed? I don't seem to find any question. It is said that if you do a presentation and then there are no questions, one of two things have happened. It's either people are very clear
or
you have made them confused.
Mr. Olubumi wants to say something.
Oh, okay. Their hand is up.
I think so, yes. So you can raise up your hand and then we'll unmute you if you have to.
Okay. It would be nice as much as possible if you can type what you have.
Yes.
Yes, please, as much as possible. But if this is very pressing, we will allow for this one. Okay, can you unmute him, Ma?
Okay. Okay, Agaric, Oloyede and Latif.
Please.
Okay, good afternoon, sir.
Yes, good afternoon. Sorry, these are the only two hands we will allow. Other questions should please be typed or observations or comments. Thank you. Yes, go on, sir.
Good afternoon, sir. Thank you for this. Thank you, all the team from GIZ. Knowing fully well, based on what Mr. Kavas said, that you are in Djibouti, I want to say that I want to make a request. Is there a possibility to meet with your team and Mr. Odumusi? I'm Ogun Songota. We have a very broad community in Ota. And this is what I've been doing here in Ota for quite a long time. We have a community, we are involved in capacity building skills and vocational trainings. So we want to see how we can work together with team and discuss one-on-one.
Okay, Kefas?
Yes, can he send his contact?
That I just want to
put
say
a
that.
star on your. Yes, and then we Cura will align that contact to us. We are in Ejebu Ode until Thursday when we leave back to Abeokuta.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
Very much. Do we have any questions? I joined late. I can see, okay. 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 All right. Yes, someone is requesting for the recording because they joined late. We'll try to make that available. Thank you very much. A plus computers. Okay. Okay, I can't seem to find any further questions. So we will believe that we have gone through this together and have understood. So I would like to ask a question, and I will open the line for maybe 2 responses. Yeah, is there any part of this entire process? I'll just allow for 2 responses, please. So if you want to respond, you can indicate by raising your hand. Can any volunteer amongst us share with us what he has understood as being the uniqueness of this ecosystem approach? 2 volunteers, please. Anybody from what we have done? Can you share with us from these presentations what your understanding is as the uniqueness of this ecosystem approach of this project? Do we have a hand?
Yes, we have a hand.
Okay, I'm not
we have 4 hands.
Oh, 4.
Okay, 5. Okay, so Joseph
okay.
Just entrepreneurship.
Okay. Can we have Joseph go first?
Okay, Joseph, you can unmute yourself.
Yeah.
Hello, Joseph from Just Entrepreneurship
Yes,
Academy.
we'll take Joseph and then we'll take Olubumi.
No, Olubumi was the one that just spoke, so I think it would be better.
Okay. So we'll take Joseph and then we'll take Aisha.
Okay, Joseph.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
It's good to hear from Emmanuel Odumisi and the whole team. Good afternoon. I picked something Mr. Emmanuel said that was very key, and I think that clearly defines the value of an ecosystem. He said something that was very pertinent to me, and he said, value should always be exchanged for value. And no system will survive if one end of the system keeps giving. So that clearly expresses the new approach we will be using, where every single person that is a partner to this is on board. The financiers, the capacity builders, the business support systems. We are all in here to be able to bring value, and very importantly, to get value in exchange. And for me, that was key. And if you have been in his training session, he was very, very deliberate in showing why ecosystem is the only pathway to sustainability for projects. And I just got that about, whatever you're doing, if anybody's coming on board, and he was talking about the culture of people not wanting or willing to be able to pay for services. That culture on its own will kill any vision, because when you're not giving and you are taking, you have automatically smothered the vision. And I got that now, because it's key to understand that whomever you're developing, whoever you're partnering with, they should be able to bring value in appreciation of the value you're giving. And I think that was key for me. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Joseph. And I trust that that resonates with a lot of us as well. Thank you for that submission. Yes, Aisha. Aisha Yusuf. Can you unmute yourself?
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yes, thank you so very much for this wonderful presentation. I'm really impressed. The unique theme I'm getting from this is the sustainability approach, because a lot of entrepreneurs in Nigeria are just into their businesses, don't really get to do what they want to do, or shall I say in such a way that they start up their businesses and end up falling out. So the major thing I really appreciated with this whole approach is the sustainability approach. So I really appreciate what GIZ is bringing in for us, and we hope it becomes a great success. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you very much, Aisha. Yeah, starting with sustainability in mind is key. Thank you for that submission. I can see so many other hands. I will request that we don't dwell on this for too long. So for the other hands that are up, I will request that you respond to a different part of this presentation. If you can share with us, Emmanuel talked about the benefits of this approach. Can you share with us some of these benefits, either from what Emmanuel has presented or from your own experiences, what you see on the ground? So I will ask that the next respondents talk about what you think will be the benefits of this approach from the presentations and from your experiences. So we'll take the next two as well. Adeyemi Abdullahi, if you want to respond to that. Adeyemi Abdullahi. Can you unmute yourself? Okay, Adeyemi, are you there? Okay, if you're not there, we'll take the next hand up. Dilas. Dilas, you want to respond? Hello, Dilas. Your hands are up. Okay, if Dilas is not able to do that, can we request Vashima Benjamin?
Okay, good afternoon, everyone.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Afternoon.
Yes, and I would like to contribute on that based on the collaboration and because I think building up a business in the collaboration aspect, I think most of the businesses are not that big for them to operate on their own. So I think it would be better for if you know someone that is close to you and is offering the same services product. The only way that I think for you to grow that particular business, for you to partner with that particular person in terms of collaboration and see how you can build yourself together. Because what I notice is, I'm in Plateau State, and I think almost everybody wants to open a business and operate on his own. And at the end of the day, you see that if businesses are open today, the next 6 months is closed up because you don't have the financial resources and you don't have the mentorship that the next person have for you to put on together and build up a business. So one person may be good in the aspect of mentorship, one person may be good in the aspect of decision taking. And I think if one is lacking on such particular aspects, I believe it will be difficult for only you to build your business and take it to the highest level that you think that you can do that. So in the terms of collaboration, I think if you are close to someone and you are doing the same business with a particular person and you are not growing, I think you should partner the next person in terms of collaboration for you to build on your business and maybe the society as well.
All right.
And
Yeah.
I will also suggest, I don't know, is it possible for anybody that's giving comment, can we see their faces in case maybe since it's a presentation, we can also see each other, it will also help instead of just listening to audio. It's a request.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right. That's noted. Thank you. Thank you very much. It would be nice to put a face to the voice, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Yeah. The aspect of the ecosystem approach, enhancing collaboration amongst actors. Thank you very much for that. But we will not want many videos to be opened so that it doesn't affect our connections. All right.
Oh,
Thank
sorry,
you.
Fon, all participant video has been muted except they want to speak. So it's only Kefas, you and I, or any of the presenters that can just share their video.
Oh, okay. Okay. Thank you very much. I suppose they have seen my face already. So,
Yeah. Okay.
but maybe let me turn that on.
Yes,
Yeah.
it will be good. I like that. I'm seeing your face. I was second on Plateau State. I can remember this
Yes.
person. Yeah, so
All right.
Emmanuel,
Thank you.
Emmanuel too
Thank
from
you.
Plateau State.
Yes. Thank you very much, Vershima. Yes. So, can we have the next respondent, Anthony Sule? Would you want to respond on that same question? What the benefits, what you see the benefits are of this approach? Is Anthony Sule there? Okay, he's no longer there. Ohoji or Dudu, are you there? Or Daudu? Ohoji? Okay. Livingstone, Aaron?
Can you hear me? Hello.
Okay, that's
Odaudu.
Oh, Odaudu. Yes,
Yes.
Vashma, can you mute your yeah. All right, thank you. Yeah,
Oh.
Odaudu, yes.
Yeah, so on the benefits of the ecosystem from the presentation that Emmanuel gave, one of the things that caught my attention is also access to information. You know, there are times that businesses get stuck because they don't know what to do next. And, you know, in this ecosystem, what will I call it now? The ecosystem idea, it helps the business to access information through collaboration, of course, and also interacting with other businesses in the ecosystem. And also it gives visibility. You know, another benefit is that it provides visibility to the businesses. Somebody somewhere knows what you can do and makes you get referrals to other people on what you can do. You know, so it helps to create visibility, access to information. You make more money, and also you grow. You also grow as one of the benefits of the ecosystem. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you. Thank you very much. Collaboration, which brings growth. Yes, thank you very much, Odaudu, for that. Yes, our time is fast running out. So the next, we'll just take 1 minute each now. Let me see, 1 minute. Yes, I see we still have some other hands. So please, 30 seconds if you can. Rotshak and Abdullahi, are you there? We'll just take these two and then we'll round up. Rod Shark, Golmut, are you there? Okay, Adegboro Daniel. Okay, Rod Shark is here. Yes, 30 seconds, please. Uh-oh, we can't hear you very well.
All right. I think okay, network is not too good. Can you hear me now?
Yes, yes.
Oh.
Uh-oh, sorry, the network is gone again. Uh-oh, maybe it's not your lucky day. Yes. Yeah,
hello?
so. Hello? Okay, Abdullahi, are you there?
Yes, good afternoon.
Okay, go ahead, Abdullahi. Rodshak?
Good afternoon.
Hello?
Good afternoon.
Okay, Rodshak, your network is not very good. Abdullahi has the floor now.
All right. Yes, good afternoon.
Sorry, Rodshak. Yes, go ahead.
What I've learned so far and that captured my attention was about the ecosystem today is on the access of funding, capacity building, and many of us on international and both local grounds. That's the issue about African free trade zone. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you very much. We're very happy to know that this makes a whole lot of sense to the business MSME business environment and the entire ecosystem. Our desire is to make the ecosystem, like Kefas could say, that all the parts will be well oiled in a very structured manner, like a machine, where the parts are well structured in such a way that that machine can function and function optimally. These are not entirely new things. They are things that we probably have been doing, but we want to strengthen and better structure the MSME ecosystem. Thank you very much for your participation. Thank you very much for your contributions. I'm sorry for the hands that are still up. Some of them are old hands I know. I'm sorry we'll not be able to take any more. So I will request if there is anything else from Kefas, any team member, Ebayaya in Niger, Victor in Ogun, and the other team members. Is there anything before we close? Okay.
I think let me just say that I want to thank each and every member of the ecosystem that participated in this meeting today. We know you are very busy in your establishments, and you had to spare this time to come to this and leave more important things, but it's worth the time that you have been here. I'm sure you have engaged with us. You have understood the approach that we are trying to facilitate each and every member of the ecosystem to apply. And in the larger context, as we have, as Doyin said, Emmanuel and myself and Fun, is that this is the beginning of a larger program for yourselves. So we may have this as a project that will come to an end, but but we believe you will take it over, you as the actors in the ecosystem, and continue doing it in the way of making, providing value and receiving value from it, which ends up in the bottom line of income for each one of you, for new jobs for the MSMEs and the other people who are unemployed in the ecosystem, so that it gives value to each and everyone. And this is what we pray that it becomes something of the day. And this is what GIZ is trying to establish for all of you. Thank you so much, and may you make sure that you have left your contact, or if not, you are on the screen now. There is the contacts of our Niger representative, our Ogun representative, and our Jos Plateau representative, and Emmanuel, the one responsible for the ecosystem. So you can send, you can pick up, you can take even a photo of that screen and get those numbers and send your email, send your messages, send your questions, and they shall be responded. Even if you want the questions to be taken directly to Doyin, you can indicate and we shall do that. Thank you. Back to Foon.
All right. Thank you very much, Kefas. Yeah, Emmanuel, I don't know why you typed my surname without capital letter. Yes, please. If you take a snapshot of that, thank you very much. All right, thank you very much, everyone. Before we go, I would like us to take a photograph. So as much as possible, can we turn on our cameras so that we can take a group photo? Pardon?
1 minute. Let me allow people to turn it on.
Okay, great.
Just 1 minute. Where are you? Okay.
Put us into group together.
Allow cameras for, yeah. Okay. So everybody can turn on their camera now.
Oh, Doyin, good to see you again.
Okay. So please take screenshots.
Yeah, please.
Emmanuel, are you not able to put us into that, together, all of us, so that the picture can be taken?
I'm trying to look at that setting. Phone, if you can help me check it out to where the whole screen.
Settings, layout.
Okay, group mode, together mode.
Together.
Yes.
I think I've done it, but I'm yet to see the effect. Okay. Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are we all there?
Are we all seated in the conference? Okay, I'm seated beside Doyin.
Yes, I can
who
see
is on my Who is on my right? Okay. Oh,
are we there?
Just entrepreneurship is on my right.
Okay, Shagun, I can see Shagun. Okay.
So have you taken a snapshot?
Let's take the screenshot. Okay. All right, I've taken it. Though I see other other people are still popping up.
Okay, let me try the other gallery view, a large gallery view. Let's see. Okay, I think this has more detail.
Okay.
Yeah. So, are you taking it fun? There are 2 slides.
Okay. Yeah.
Or is it only just go to large gallery? It's
yes.
I don't know if it's arranged.
Just
Yeah,
as
Emmanuel.
Yes.
Emmanuel, I
Yes,
made a
people
mistake
they
in my
arrange
number.
their face. Yeah, no get camera now. So what do I do?
I made mistake in your number. Oh,
Yeah,
sorry.
it ends with 8, not 3.
Oh, okay. I'll need to.
I'll send it to the chat.
Okay. Please send it to the chat. Yes. So, Fon, have you been able to take the picture?
yes, I've taken the picture.
Please, Victor, if you can also please take a snapshot so that we have the
Okay, I have done that. All
okay.
right.
Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you very much, everyone. Like we said, this is going to be done monthly, and hopefully going forward, we will do certain activities together during this. Thank you very much.
So, Victor, have I corrected your number?
Let me. Yes. No, 5. No. It's not correct. Ends with 58. 8. Yeah, just type 8.
Yeah, but the number is not complete.
Yeah. Check
okay,
just save it with Musa 8 3 4. Yeah.
Okay, yes.
3
So,
934 858 858 934 858. There's no 3 after. It's 858, not 8358.
934. The numbers
Please
are
check
is
it
not
very well.
complete.
You have made mistake. Let me check everything, please. Check everything.
Yeah, please let me just check.
My own is 091393
09393. Okay,
358.
Okay,
48 358.
Okay, 393 48357. 48.
Exactly.
Okay, so this is the correct one now.
Yeah.
Yes. So sorry, please you can screenshot it again if you have to. Please screenshot again if you have to. And we're done for today. Thank you.
We are just having our video on. Can I plead for another screenshot, please? In the video, and the video is just on.
Oh. Yes, you're on. Okay, on. Please take another screenshot since a lot of people are online because of the new request.
All right. I think we're done, right?
Yeah, we're done.
All right. Thank you very much. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye.